Birdie try up next.
Even par currently.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. For the par.
Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
Frank, I think this is one of the most fascinating holes on the golf course. The 583-yard par 5 ninth hole.
With technology now, a lot more players can reach this par 5 and 2. Gone are the days where it was a true three-shotter, but I remember when Sergio Garcia hit that 3-wood from, what was it, 270, 280 yards? Still one of the best shots I've ever seen.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Okay, the second shot now at this par 5.
Rich, now's the time to knuckle down. I know things haven't gone right up to this point, but really, this is where you can still get something out of it. Just give yourself that opportunity. You're good enough.
Beauty of golf, Frank. One good strike comes off the center of the bat, one good result, and you begin to feel differently about things.
Yeah, that was just begging there for a good putt.
So they'll tap in. Steady as she goes, another par, and still even for the round. Getting set now for the back 9 here at TPC Sawgrass. Frank, what should we expect?
Well, there's a good run of holes. 10, obviously very birdieable. 11th, the par 5. 12th, a short par 4. A good chance to get this round really going.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Second shot now at the 10th, and again, Frank, accuracy is at a premium.
Yeah, gone are the days to sort of thrash it out of the trees like Phil Mickelson. Ideally coming out of that fairway, you're hitting to a green that moves to the right, so that makes it a little bit more difficult than what the mind.
Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. EA Sports, Web.com Tour proudly present second round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Frank, as we watch the Web.com Tour finals, anyone in particular you think could be a breakout star? Someone like a Keegan Bradley who jumped right out onto the PGA Tour and won the PGA Championship in his first ever start in a major.
Well, this player that I'm looking at right now, yes, and I mean you out there. Look at that. A prodigy since the age of 2. A lot of people in the golf world have just been waiting for you to finally get to this point. And, well, time for me to watch, time for you to play.
Anything you do differently with your setup?
Just dig my feet into the sand a little bit more, but make sure you focus on the exact spot on the ball you want to hit.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. This is a cross-country special. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number 1, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Never a bad score on the card. That's par. Up now, hole number 12. It's a short one, 358-yard, par 4.
This can catch you off guard. If you just try and hit the ball on the fairway, if you're on the middle of the fairway or the left side, you will have a blind second shot. So ideally, hit it down that right side of the fairway if you want to see the flag.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
That will be a great look at birdie. Getting set now over the putt.
How did that not go in?
Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So just a formality here. Did the job right there. And Frank, we always like when they have the whole location back left and that ball trickles down, feeds, and you can see some really good ones and maybe even an ace here.
Yeah, just like Mickelson a few years ago. Down there, it looked like it was going to flirt with the bunker, ran up and over the ridge, and in it goes. This is one where you have to play ground ball as well as high ball. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Frank, this ball's in the rough. Anything you change in your technique when a ball's sitting down a little bit?
Yeah, you put the ball back a little bit further in your stance because you're going to get a bit of grass between the ball and the club face. So you have to allow for that. And keep that club moving. That grass is going to that grass is going to create a certain amount of resistance. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Setting up in the fairway, 200 yards to where that hole is cut. Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. That one is going to end up in the rough. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
If you're just joining us, we're at the 15th hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 449-yard, par 4. Frank, what's in store here?
One of the prettiest tee shots on the golf course, Rich. Once again, you're coming out of a chute of trees, big bunker down the right side. Really, you want to hug that right side, though. It gives you a better entry into this green.
She's ended up on the fairway and with such a good lie. So many more options available now. Frank, what's the key on this approach here at the 15th?
Well, knowing exactly where that pin placement is, Rich, there's mounding, there's that little gut out of the right side of this green. If you miss your mark here, that ball can easily finish 30 or 40 feet away.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. Looks like he just misread that. This one just requires a little bit of focus. That's costly right there.
Painful.
Clean this up with a tap. Not her best effort, walks away with a bogey. So 2 rounds in the books. Frank, that was fun.
It certainly was. It bodes well for the weekend. Saw a lot of good players that seem to actually have a good fit for this golf course. That bodes well for the next 36 holes.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present third round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
No troubles there. Right in the fairway here at the fourth. Frank, here at the fourth, not a long shot, but it can be tricky.
If you get a little ambitious when that flag's on the left side, you can spin it all the way back into the lake.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor.
It's no snack, though.
You can't miss him from that distance.
Yeah, another bogey at the fourth.
Just 5 feet left. Good putt. Fifth hole here at TPC Sawgrass, long par 4. What's the challenge, Frank?
Depending, really, if you're long or short hitter. The long hitters have the bunker down the right. Shorter hitters really play at that bunker down the left. 320 run out. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290. Second shot.
Go. That is a beauty, a real beauty. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important that this one goes in.
Frank, this isn't a hole that sort of jumps out at you the way, say, 17 does.
Yeah, a lot of times people will just sort of gloss over it, but anytime you get a par 4 into 400 yards, it's a great opportunity. But once again, a positional hole. Take advantage of it.
Frank, approach shot here at 6. Good chance to make birdie?
There is. You can almost cut this green into thirds. There's that front third, the left third, and of course the back third. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Just a little tap in here. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Frank, the 7th hole here at the TPC Sawgrass, vintage Pete Dye, isn't it?
It is. Anything other than straight confuses the player off the tee. But there's 3 pot bunkers down the right side, just inside that last little pot bunker on the left of that. It's actually a pretty good line.
This sets up well for a chance at the green here at the 7th hole. Strategically, Frank, how do you like to play this hole?
You've got to be aware of where you don't want to go. That front right bunker is probably the easiest bunker shot on this hole, but there's a little pot bunker on the left. That one there, always difficult to get it up and down.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No chance. Frank, I'm sure it feels good to get some red numbers on the card, but this tournament is probably too far out of reach at this point.
Good question.
Frank, 17 here at TPC Sawgrass gets all the attention when you look at the par 3s. Justifiably so. but number 8 is a daunting challenge in its own right.
It is, longest of the 4 par 3s, plus it's just littered with bunkers around the side, the back, and the front. Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle-nosed down.
Can't even see it from here. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
And getting ready for the putt. Come on, you have to make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th.
Even par, currently.
So another bogey on the scorecard. And Frank, what happened this week?
I think it's a week to forget, Rich.
Frank, I think this is one of the most fascinating 83-yard par 5 ninth hole.
With technology now, a lot more players can reach this par 5 and 2. Gone are the days where it was a true 3-shotter, but I remember when Sergio Garcia hit that 3-wood from, what was it, 270, 280 yards? Still one of the best shots I've ever seen. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Nice position, short grass, second shot.
That's an absolute beauty.
Now the third shot here at the 9th, Frank.
Another very narrow green, not that dissimilar to the first hole. There's a high portion on the left and a low portion on the right.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. So through 3 rounds, just outside the top 10, what kind of a chance do you give a player who is sitting outside the first 10?
Yeah, it's slim. I certainly would not say none, though, Rich. You know, we've countless times over the years seen someone post an early one in and watch the leaders crumble at the end. Good opportunity tomorrow. Put a good round on the board and then just sit back and wait. And then remember, there's also the chance of a playoff.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present final round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Frank, challenging approach shot here at the 14th.
Yeah, there's some subtle mounds in this green. One that comes in on the right, and then another one that starts to come in about 2/3 of the way down on that left side.
Just a bit offline.
Yeah, the hard work's coming up now, though. That's a long way away.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Shouldn't be a problem here. You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle.
Getting set now over the putt. A great roll right there. Just a pure stroke right in the heart. Back to the TPC Sawgrass, the 15th hole. It's a par 4 as we make our way to this finishing stretch. And Frank, what's in store for the players here?
Another one of those par 4s around 450 yards. Ideally hit it tee shot down the right side, keeping it away from that bunker. But that's a flat bunker down the right with no lip, so it's still not too bad. Biggest problem here is that green. So many undulations on this green.
Frank, what's the key on this approach here at the 15th?
Well, knowing exactly where that pin placement is, Rich. There's mounding, there's that little gut out of the right side of this green. If you miss your mark here, that ball can easily finish 30 or 40 feet away.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. That is agonizing.
Hit it.
From about 8 feet. That is a solid par putt right there. Now the start of the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18. Par 5, 16. Frank, Tiger made birdie here all 4 days in winning in 2013.
Fred Couples made that fantastic eagle many years ago. Hole bends a little to the player's left. You don't have to hit driver here if you're a long hitter, but you really must move that ball right to left.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
Through the years, Frank, there have been 6 aces here at 17.
But it's hard to imagine that the last one was back in 2002 by none other than the most interesting man in the game and probably the most interesting par 3 in the game.
Just a bit left of the hole location.
Should still be okay.
She is putting the full arsenal of her skill set on display this afternoon. Beautiful shot. Back-to-back birdies, we'll see. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Good putt. People always talk about 17 being visually intimidating. Frank, what about 18?
If there's a little bit of wind off the right, the tee shot is so much easier. But if that wind is coming off the water, not only do you see the water and the wooden bulkheads, you see all the rough and the trees on the right. And of course, then you start bringing 5, 6, 7, even 8 into play. That's what makes this tee shot so hard.
From the heart of the fairway, 180 yards in. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. Good stroke, just came up empty. Now she has this for double bogey. Take no pleasure in saying it, but it's a fact. It's a double bogey. So that concludes the final round here at this spectacular setting. Frank, final thoughts on the tournament?
Rich, I thought this was really a fantastic venue that challenged the players, and we saw some exciting golf out there all across the board.
EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Frank, what do you like here on this approach shot at 14?
Green is more triangular. It's wider at the front, narrows as you get towards the back of this green. If you're going to go at that back flag, you could perhaps bring something in there a little lower and sort of skip it up. Apart from that, just a nice, high, soft landing short iron.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Well, we'll never know if that had gone in, because it never made it.
Just a couple of feet. Well, not in contention, but in for par. This is where the drama really starts to pick up, and we'll drop you right there at the 15th hole. Just a mediocre first round up to this point from our featured golfer. Frank, what are some keys to making something happen down the stretch?
Well, if this is the worst score that they shoot all week, I think that's one of the keys, because this is a position to vault forward from.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here, because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
She has this attempt for par. Steady as she goes, another par, and still even for the round. Frank, this could be an exciting and pivotal point in the round, the par 5 16th.
Especially if the player decides to have a go here. If you're going to take it on a direct line, then you've got to carry all of that bunker complex. But then the other thing to realize, what's the worst thing that can happen? Just in the bunker, right? It's worth a go. Either that, hit it down the right side. There's no way you're going to reach this par 5 in 2.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Good scoring opportunity. Third shot here at the par 5. And she's in the first cut. Not terrible, but may take a little work to recover. So in the first cut here, it could be worse. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Putt drops. Now at 1 over par. Well, there it is. They call it Alcatraz. Just sitting out there on the water, 168 yards away, Frank.
Well, speaking of water, that water looks so peaceful, doesn't it? It'd be a shame to spoil it with a splash.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Back to par for the round. Well, here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long, water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's 3 groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with.
Thank goodness, Frank, back on dry land here.
As long as this one avoids it.
This now the fourth shot after the last one was in the water.
Yeah, just somehow just get it on the green.
Fourth shot wants to get this close. That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
And setting up here in the rough. Very nicely done, right on the dance floor. Clean this up with a tap. We're going to have to regroup now after that double bogey. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. It's second round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Frank, I love a par 3 where you have to hit one solid golf shot. Anything less, and you might pay a severe price. 255-yard par 3-6. What a hole.
No, you love watching somebody else play a par 3 like that.
Right. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Frank, just into that first cut. Considered to be the next Rory McIlroy. Our featured golfer makes birdie and moves inside the cut line. Frank, the seventh is a short par 4, 346 yards. So I'm guessing it's a layup off the tee, but it might be a nervy layup because you have water on the right, and if you miss left, that's no bargain.
It's very distracting looking down the right side. I think that's the easiest way to put it. But if you can break this hole down, 346 yards, if you take 120 yards off that, which is like a wedge, then the layup only becomes like 220 yards. That seems a little less intimidating.
That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Hoping to drop only one shot, this for bogey. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
So just a formality here. Drops not one, but two shots with that double bogey. Now we're at the 8th hole here at PGA West in La Quinta, California. 559-yard par 5. Frank, what are the options here?
A good tee shot, you can certainly reach this par 5 and 2. There's a crosswalk that comes across in that vicinity of 330 yards. That's sort of the green light area if you can get it down there. Anything short of that, it becomes very much a three-shotter. But if you can get it close to that crosswalk that goes there, then certainly this becomes opportunity knocks.
So she's rolled into that first cut. It's not a perfect lie, but not bad either. Well, that is a ball-striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Shouldn't be a problem here. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Good putt. Frank, the ninth hole, a par 4 measuring 452 yards. This is no picnic.
This is the toughest tee shot on the front side. The easy way to bail out down the left side, it might appear that way off the tee, but then it becomes a zigzag hole where it's very easy to clock up something like a 6. The bunker down that right side, just 300 yards to get past that, but it's almost like he gives you an option there. If you do want to challenge that right side, the bunker just might save you from going in the water. But there's no question, the best drive is down the right, but it's the most dangerous one.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. And getting ready for the putt. A great roll right there. Just a pure stroke right in the heart. Don't forget third round coverage coming your way tomorrow on EA Sports. For Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Today it's live third round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Well, this one has a chance to be really good. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank here at the par 4 12th, getting ready for this approach shot. Good chance for a 3.
There is. Notice the contours on the green. They sort of slope towards the back and down that left side. So you can actually use that in your favor.
Frank, we haven't seen a whole lot of that, but no doubt it feels good. Now teeing off here at the par 3 13th. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Well, Frank, kind of a make-or-break hole here at the 14th, par 4, 389 yards.
Yeah, for the Cavalier player, you can sort of go at this green in a more direct line. 290 yards will take all this bunker down the right out of play. Just leave you a flick in here. I'm going to say that's not a bad play, really. If you don't do that, then you just got to thread it down the left.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Pretty good shot right there. Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business. Good solid par right there. Par 4 15th measuring in at 468 yards. They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Now the approach here at 15. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. So a tester from 4 feet. Struggling a bit with the flat stick, and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. Trying to limit the damage here. This putt is for bogey. Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey. Don't forget the final round comes your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, so long for now. Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live final round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Frank, where's this one headed?
It might just catch the left side of the green. Not on the dance floor, but it's going to be a long way away from the band.
That will be a great look at birdie.
Second shot. Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. So they'll tap in. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's 2 definitive options. You know, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Frank, what's the key here? Second shot at 14.
Green sits up a little bit, well protected by those bunkers there. A nice high, soft landing shot. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
That is professional with a capital P right there.
That's stealing.
Well, Frank, we are turning home. It says so on the scorecard here at 15.
It is, and once again, another example of great bunkering by Pete Dye. Bunkers on a lot of golf courses are just simply left and right, but what Pete Dye does, he lets them cut in, especially that one down the left side of the fairway it cuts in, so it has to be avoided, and it's going to be about 280 yards to take it completely out of play. That's probably the best line, is to get it just past that last bunker on the left side.
That is going just a tad to the left, it appears.
Hopefully there's enough green that left side.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Go ahead and do that for birdie. Frank, this could be an exciting and pivotal point in the round, the par 5 16th.
Especially if the player decides to have a go here. If you're going to take it on a direct line, then you've got to carry all of that bunker complex. But then the other thing to realize, what's the worst thing that can happen? Just in the bunker, right? It's worth a go. Either that, hit it down the right side. There's no way you're going to reach this par 5 and 2. Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. And her golf ball lands in that first cut. Still can get a club on it, and let's see what she does from there. Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut. Not too bad. Frank not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
And with that par, moving into the top 25 on the leaderboard. Well, let's see, Frank. The par 3 17th, just 168 yards. You can't miss it right. Can't miss it left. Can't miss it short. You can't miss it long. Good luck. Appears to be tracking well. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. That was not a very good read right there. Doesn't want to let this one get away. She needs this for par.
Oh, that even caught me by surprise, Rich. I thought par was in the bag.
This now for bogey. Stroke that with authority. Well, Frank, the most famous island green obviously is TPC Sawgrass, Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, Pete Dye's creation. People forget this is also an island green here in the California desert.
And it's called Alcatraz, and I've never heard of anyone trying to break into Alcatraz.
She's ended up on the fairway, and with such a good lie, so many more options available now. Frank, this approach shot seems pretty straightforward. Just don't hit it left.
Yeah, it's a tough second shot. It's that visual. Once again, you've got that green that's angled to the left. But once again, like a few holes out here, you do not have to hit directly at this flag. You are allowed to move that flag mentally 15, even 20 feet to the right. There's nothing wrong with that.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Will not be happy with that one.